Welcome to Showtime Cine Guide, your complete wrap of what's new at the cinema. I'm Alice Tynan, and this week cinema goes wild in all sorts of fabulous ways. We have magically moving art house fare in The Beasts of the Southern Wild. And we'll also welcome the return of our favourite New York Zoo escapees in Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted. But first, let's rock the suburbs, alien style, with The Watch. So you're all familiar with the neighbourhood watch, right? Well, imagine if you found yourself on duty with these blokes.
Let's loosen it up.
After that short sort of breaking of the ice portion of the evening...
I'm sorry to be the squeaky wheel, but wouldn't it be more fun to actually break ice into little cubes and then pour some scotch over them?
Ben Stiller corrals himself one motley crew of suburbanites as the brash Vince Vaughn, an unhinged Jonah Hill, and British recruit Richard Ayoade join the comedic cause to keep the streets safe. But the question is, safe from what?
Let's go see what this is.
Ah yes, the watch gets a whole lot more than they bargained for, when it turns out there are aliens in town.
I see you.
If these four stooges look amusingly watchable to you, then feel free to go along and join The Watch. Well, let's stay with Ben Stiller, or with his voice at least, as we reunite with the lovably inept castaways Gloria, Marty, Alex and Melman for Madagascar 3, Europe's Most Wanted.
Wait, this isn't New York?
I said, wait, this isn't New York.
Well, how do we move through Europe without attracting attention?
What?
When the gang becomes conspicuous in a Monte Carlo casino, they draw the attention of the feisty and fearless animal control officer, Captain Dubois.
Oh, poor animals. Now you deal with me.
So with the deranged Dubois closing in, the animals wind up, of all things, running away with the circus.
We're gonna get off the next stop so we can get back to America.
We're going to America as well!
What? Can we go with you?
Whoa!
Let me just say, the animated chaos that ensues is entirely, deliriously bonkers.
Afro, polka dot, afro!
Really?
Yes, in an effort to finally get our furry friends back to New York, this film simply flies off the chain in what is an infectiously fun, dazzlingly fast-paced and stunningly creative love letter to the circus. It may be totally mad, but it totally works. It's a must-see film for kids young and old.
You can run, but you cannot save your hide.
What are you doing? Zebras can't drive. Only penguins and people can drive.
Oh, yeah!
And finally, let's roam from Europe to the bayous of post-Hurricane Katrina, Louisiana, and allow me to introduce you to one unforgettable little girl called Hush Puppy.
The whole universe depends on everything fitting together just right. If one piece busts, even the smallest piece, the entire universe will get busted.
6-year-old Hush Puppy runs wild, living in abject poverty with her affable, alcoholic father. But their hedonistic days on the aptly named Bathtub Bayou are threatened when a storm strikes.
I'm your daddy. It's just my job to take care of you, okay?
What follows is a deeply moving and unspeakably superb portrait of survival, as witnessed, and more heartbreakingly, as experienced by the pint-sized Hush Puppy. Seen through her eyes, the film is also layered with magical realism in the form of mythical beasts called aurochs, which are released from the melting polar ice caps of our broken universe and rampage across the land. From Cannes to Sundance to the Sydney Film Festival, everyone is raving about The Beasts of the Southern Wild, and with very good reason. It is at once the most captivatingly beautiful and the most heart-rending piece of cinema I've seen this year. And as Hush Puppy, young Quavenzane Wallace is strength, joy and hard-won freedom incarnate. It's a gobsmacking performance, as well as a film that will go straight to your heart and stay there.
In a million years, when kids go to school, they're gonna know. Once there was a Hush Puppy, and she lived with her daddy in the bathtub.
Also releasing in cinemas this week, Mila Jovovich is back in black and kicking ass as Alice in another instalment of Resident Evil. And finally, Sydney-siders should go and meet the delightfully daffy damsels in distress. Well, that's all from me. Tune in next week when the Movie Club's Jo Cohen will bring you her wrap-up of all the new films releasing at the cinema.